Do you remember?
Do you remember?
I had that song in
September's
my I've had that
September's
song in
over,
my head for
Andy.
a
It is
while.
October.
It's October. It's spooky season, which is, boy, either love it or hate it. Hey, you know it's
Spooky game for anyone out there who bet the under, because I think you already lost.
yeah, it was. I believe
It's
it
over,
closed
right?
47.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Yeah, it is. Live total is 69.5 at Chris right now. 70 is definitely in the cards, and honestly, even if Tampa Bay had not given the Chiefs two short fields, I feel like they still probably have 21 here.
Mm.
Obviously, not a great thing to do when the offense is looking like this. And I feel like at a certain point, we feel we maybe are taking Patrick Mahomes for granted. Like 5 years ago, before he did any of his stuff, and before we saw Lamar and some of these really fun athletic quarterbacks we have right now. Like those
Mm-hmm.
two passes he did, the one where he just stopped time and let the guy go past him, and then
Mm-hmm.
the spin move done by the goal line. Those are like both like the people at ESPN are mad to try to figure out which one is number one on top 10 because they're both just wild what he did. Obviously, I'd go with the touchdown, but Jesus Christ, guy. Like, and then Kelsey's just indefensible. So this is it's turned into a fun game. Although the Bucks have stayed composed, driven the field a couple times, gotten themselves back in the conversation, and let's face it, the Chiefs, um, they've been come to backed on before.
What are some examples?
Uh,
Cincy in the
just
AFC title game.
or just earlier this year, should have.
Yeah,
I mean, just
Colts did, I
yeah,
guess.
the Colts. They should have been up bigger on the Colts. Oh my god, it was had a run back there. Like, he really got moving. Also, can you give a guy number 10 right off the bat?
Yeah, I know. No Tyreek. I know if he stays on his feet, he's gone. Yikes.
Yeah, I
Well,
would love to get my teaser number in, but I'm not going to let that shade my look here. Bucks are 3.5 point favorites. Total is 24.5, which just prisoner of the moment. What did we just see? It feels low, but again, we have to remind you the best offense tonight has
14
been
points
given,
worse. Yeah.
just gifted to two really short fields, two 20-yard fields, essentially, for a team that's moving nicely down the field as it is. And Mahomes takes an unnecessary sack.
Yeah.
Not
So
100% sure what they thought they were going to do there.
yeah. So basically, spotting the Chiefs 14 points is a hard way to do business.
Yes, the joke always is, hey, you don't beat the Chiefs kicking field goals. You also don't beat the Chiefs giving them a really, really short field and letting them just roll with that. So, a couple different ways you don't beat the Chiefs. Drew, what is the way that you do beat the Chiefs?
You score 40 points, I guess.
Yeah.
So can the Bucks get there? I guess is the question. And how Brady took a shot. He took a shot, and there were some questions about how effective he was going to be. He tried it right back out there though, and looked pretty sharp on that half-ending touchdown drive. 40 plays so far for the Chiefs, 220 yards, not exceptionally impressive in terms of yards per play, but 28 points, obviously. That's red zone efficiency through and through.
Well, and 8 of 9 on third down. Like, just
Yeah,
really,
although 0 of
really,
1 on fourth. The one third
yeah,
down they didn't convert. They also didn't convert the fourth down. And that was doinked
they
off
should
of
have.
Clyde
Yeah.
Edwards-Hilaire's hands. Clyde, I think at this point, at least, Tampa Bay's offense is very one-dimensional. They're getting absolutely nothing going on the ground. Leonard Fournette, 3 carries,
They
minus
just
3 yards.
stop trying, which is funny because
Good.
they're good for them, honestly.
Yeah.
If it ain't working, don't force it. Stop
Yeah.
trying to make fetch a thing.
Yeah.
Have they? No one has punted.
No.
No, the Tampa has one punt. I take
did
that
they?
back. They had that one early punt, but there was no punt return on that. There was no punt. There's been no punt returns. There has been one punt, and 45 total points. The under is still alive, guys.
Not for
And by
long.
live, I mean alive until the game. The game could get rained out.
Yeah. So we're looking at now -3, -117 for the Bucks. I'm inclined to bet Bucks. Bucks are always kind of live when they're down by margin to kind of close the gap. Brady is incredible in like YOLO situations like this in general. Like he's not a guy that's not going to at least make a game out of this one way or the other. Anyone who expected this to look at all like the Super Bowl, which took place on this field.
Yeah.
Not all that long ago. Like,
was it 31-9?
Sure. That sounds right, actually.
I think that was the score.
Completely different game. The Buccaneers defense can tighten some things up, I think. Brady so far, at least from a efficiency perspective, is outplaying Mahomes notably. He has
because they don't have a running back.
Yeah, he has 18 of 24 so far for almost 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. Meanwhile, he does have the one kind of killer fumble, although I don't know what the hell he was supposed to do there. Like, that was just brutal protection, and he got creamed.
I put this guy on the board because he's written this like 7 times already.
Anytime
Joey
touchdown.
Wagons thinks we're getting a Pacheco TD. 13-1's a good number.
Sure.
They've shown they'll give it to literally anyone near the goal line, and Pacheco's been getting some work. So
who's the leading rusher so far for Kansas City, Andy?
I would
trick question. 6 for 41.
Allaire.
6 for 41 for both CEH and Pacheco.
I know. I went back and wow, that's amazing. But Allaire does have the touchdown in the longer run. Wow, You did try to trick me.
I did. It was a trick question.
Kelsey, 8 targets, 7 catches, 65 yards, unstoppable force. I don't know why that's not your only look. And then Dan was pissed
Wide
about
receivers
this, and I was pissed too that we forgot to play a bunch of Mike Evans props because.
We talked about it.
Yeah, we joked about like Brady. He had Brady's back in that fight. He took the suspension. It's like an episode of The Sopranos. Like if you keep your mouth shut and you go do your time, once you get back, you're going to be taken care of.
Plus, he's their best receiver, so why the fuck not?
Yes, dude. Yeah, there's like 400 people. Please, if you're watching in the YouTube, give us a thumbs up so we can come up with a play. I do want to play the Bucks too, and even though it's
I don't mind playing 3.5 -101 or plus 100 is better than 3. I mean,
I'm looking. Oh God, has Bet Online been weird for you? Low Vegas.
So 3.5 is a key number for a full game, but when you're at a deficit like the Buccaneers are, they are looking touchdowns only in the second half, whereas the Chiefs could look field goal and clock kill the clock. Although the Chiefs do have a kicker situation, which is worth keeping in mindful.
All right.
So yeah, 3.5
-3.5 plus 100 is what I just took.
I think that's a bet.
And yes, not only am I rocking a Jackrabbits hat, this is my wife's hat. I don't know. This is not my hat. It was at my house, so it's either hers or I guess my wife's boyfriend or something. But it fits me, so my wife has the same shaped head as me.
Shit, man.
What's that?
Your wife's boyfriend's coming around again to the house?
Apparently. Well, I'm down here at the studio. Somebody's got to keep her occupied. I'm sure she's just watching the halftime show, giving a thumbs up. What's better, Kansas City -7? What do you think of it? I know we said we're betting the Bucks. What do you think of the second half over? Is it even because, like I said, we've seen one punt.
We've seen, I guess.
We've seen. Let's not count the fumble on the kickoff as a true turnover. That wasn't like a drive-stopping turnover per se. But we saw the sack fumble, and we saw the 4th down, and then we saw one punt. Otherwise, every other drive has just ended either with there's only been the one field goal, but it's been touchdowns and the one field goal. Why is this closer to like 26?
I think there's a chance that Tampa Bay tightens it up defensively, and Kansas City's not as prolific in the second half.
That's my biggest.
I think there's I say a chance. I think that's likely, actually. Like, this has a lot of whiffs of sort of the way that the Chargers, Chiefs game played out. Chiefs got a couple good bounces in that one, a couple lucky breaks, short fields.
I don't fully understand why. And again, it's Andy Reid, and they must have saved the good plays for this week. But this is my top-ranked defense, and they've looked utterly helpless. Again, take away the 2 short fields, even those 2 long drives, just getting killed on third down. Kelsey's constantly open across the middle, and even the outside runs, they're not like usually you see this Tampa Bay team just hustling to the ball where there's multiple players hitting the ball carrier at once, and it feels like there's just big open gaps to the outside. So I'm not sure if maybe the storm stuff messed with them a little. Do you think their prep was affected because of the possibility of moving the game, some uncertainty? They just seem a little off. I'm grasping for straws here, but this defense is better than this.
No. In my mind, at least,
it's a good coach. It's a well-coached
in my
team.
mind, at least, Todd Bowles' scheme defensively, it was so perfect in the Super Bowl because there was no offensive line, right? Like his guys were up for that game. They were aggressive. They were, they prevented Mahomes ever finding comfort and really being able to operate as a QB in that contest. The flip side is sort of the case so far. If you're being uber aggressive and you're leaving your corners on islands, but you're not getting home because their offensive line is doing their job, then you're going to get exposed. And that's sort of what happened to the Bucs when they played the Rams both times last year, right? Like that was sort of ultimately what undid them. And I think in general, the Bucs up against a really good quarterback who is being well protected, like they're going to get carved. Like that's just sort of the way that they play. They're boom or bust like that. And
I'd like to see them be more aggressive, knowing that this, playing back a little. I don't know if it's just more of a soft zone across the middle or what's going on with the linebacker coverage, but I'd like to see them just get super aggressive, say like, beat us. If you're going to beat us over the top, fuck it. But we're going to sack you, like more, like you say, boom or bust, and just come after Mahomes, hit him a couple times, make him think about it a little. That's the move. And then somebody is joking about last Sunday. This is the highest scoring Sunday Night Football game. Unless they can somehow take away points, this is already the highest scoring. The old record was held by Green Bay, Chicago with 37.
Oh, man.
So we have our highest scoring Sunday.
I thought I got my bet in, but I got fucking spinning wheeled at a place that.
I have to check. I don't ever. I got in 3.5 plus 100.
Are you fucking shitting me?
Where'd you got spun at Bookmaker?
Yeah.
Bet Online still has.
I've been doing some damage there, so maybe that's. I don't know. I have Bet Online. I'm just gonna let that account cool off for a while. Although it's not like I'm winning. I'm not winning a lot of bets there. So I don't know why they got weird on me, but no, I got a fuck. It didn't get it.
So when does World Cup start? We should. If you want some.
Now I got to cheer for the Chiefs to score on the first drive, and then I can get a better price on Bucks Live.
If you want some probably even EV, like not plus EV, not minus EV soccer plays, I will bet. I will be on Brown Bag. I will be betting every single World Cup match. Like that's just a fact.
We're still a couple weeks away, right?
Yeah, I think we got a couple weeks for me to like figure out which team's which and who has the cooler kits. But yeah, I will. There's a promise. I've made this promise for almost every international soccer tournament. I will bet every single World Cup match, and I'm riding a hot streak because Euros and Lady Euros, we're up and up.
It's been a.
What was that? What was that Italy won? Where Italy beat England? Was that Euros or was that?
That was the Euro, Andy. Come on.
Kits are key.
Course.
Honestly, like kind of cleaned up on the women's Euros.
Yeah.
Just more by accident, but I hit a bunch at the end that all worked out.
Was it by
accident? Plus
I
had England outright, and boy howdy. Like
shit, man.
My Lions.
Yeah.
I almost started singing the song.
Oh, interesting. Justin Reed's safety for the Chiefs is cleared to come back. That's surprising. I figured he was done. Maybe bookmakers should drop 3.5 back down to plus 100.
Maybe they should. The Hef wants to hear about the Baltimore Cincy total.
I mean, what's happening? Has it gotten bet? I'm looking at
Yeah, I think
48.
it's 48.
I'm looking at 48 overs minus 115. No real, no real heartburn there.
You can still bet a semi-reasonably priced 3.5 on Cincinnati, but again, not sure.
I think betting Cincinnati is still the better play. 3.5 is up to minus 119. At this point, maybe just wait for the money line. If you haven't already bet it.
It's too far away from zero to.
Dude, there's barely any markets open.
I know that's what I'm saying. Like, so the Dallas Rams one I get. The Rams haven't played. The Raiders I get because they're playing the Chiefs. But Lions Patriots, I suppose. But like, is there a big difference between Zappy and Hoyer?
Yeah,
like that.
Hoyer's is corpse. Zappy's.
I don't know. Like Zappy's still pretty young. Yeah, but I mean, I feel like you should find.
I gotta tell you, man, I am very annoyed.
That,
I'm very annoyed that we didn't get Hoyer out of scripted plays, and just to see exactly how bad things are going.
Dolphins Jets. Did we get to that one earlier? That one's off the board as well with the
Tua question marks.
The Tua question is yet to be answered, and boy, it feels like they probably have to have kid gloves for that.
I mean, what would you make that on the open, assuming it is the Teddy Bridgewater show? 8 7? What?
On the road with Teddy, 6.5.
I'm just kidding. It's like 2.5, 3.
Really? It's still the Jets, guys.
I know. I think that's the Dolphins. Dolphins defense is gonna fucking smother those clowns.
It isn't. So it is in New York. We'll go 4.5. Miami minus 4.5 with Teddy.
There's 3 evens out there.
I don't make it a big downgrade.
I don't either. Circa's going to take a decent sized bet.
Bet Online has the Miami game up. Oh, Miami's minus 3.
Minus 3 plus 105 there.
Should I just bet on Teddy? I don't usually add bets during the halftime shows, but
I think that's a decent bet.
Yeah. Hey, Teddy. All right. I bet Dolphins minus 3 just now.
Patriots are favored by 3. Wow.
Where's that at?
You got to bet the lines. Bet Online also. Or Lovig. Or Circa.
Teddy, of all the backups, who do you think has started the most games?
We got a shitload of 3s and 7s out here.
Good.
I think Zappy or Hoyer, I'm fine betting lines at 3.
We talked about it on the preview show or the recap show we just did. We both have some Rams money line. Anything with a plus number in front of it's probably still good. That is just going to be a big problem. Missing the anchor on that offensive line. Rams Cowboys game is up to it. Bet Online. Yeah, they're a little more willing to throw some stuff up. Patricia revenge game. Yeah, well, that's the one we missed today. Was the Josh McDaniels revenge game. Playing Denver.
Wow.
Like usually you think about the team they were more recently at.
True.
What is the Low Vigorish book? It's called lowvig.ag.
Yeah.
Heritage
close ties to Bet Online.
Heritage does ads. It's a Bet Online clone essentially. Heritage does have a Low Vig book. It's called bet105.eu. Horrible limits. Like on a tennis match, you can't bet more than $100. And by I mean $100 is if you bet $100 on the side, you can bet $0 on the total. Like it's a cumulative on the same tennis match. It really, really stymies. Like, oh, hey, they have a really good line. Yeah, that's all you can do.
Action's about to get started in Tokyo for ATP fans out there. Poprin Martinez is gonna.
When is the Suns game? Am I missing the Suns 36ers? I'm not finding lines for that. Someone talk
really?
About that.
You haven't been betting preseason NBA?
A little bit, but when is that game? Or is it already happened?
All
right. Yeah,
when is it?
$10 on overnight baseball. Heaton says that's not good.
Is that
Um,
really? Wow.
yeah.
Jesus.
Like, don't even. Why pay the overhead? NBA TV right now. First World Cup match, November 20th. So I've got 7 weeks to figure out who's who. Holland. That guy should get English citizenry. Fucking A. Then it's coming home.
Jesus Christ, is he good?
Yeah.
I don't know what time the Suns game starts.
Brett, who I trust with this, because this guy has God knows how many monitors watching how many different sports.
Hat tip to Brett twice for absolute fucking nuts winners on the unders in Tokyo. Those were just delightful.
Low.
The Suns are hosting the Adelaide 76ers.
In
Phoenix.
I thought it'd be at a weird time.
So it is 7 p.m. Arizona time.
All right, we got a 3rd and 10 here. This is going to affect the
7 p.m. Arizona time was 15 minutes ago.
Oh, big play. Smith-Schuster is fit in quite well, quite quickly. 4 catches, 37 yards already. All right, I'm going to go, you know what I'm going to?
What's that?
I'm going to go home, watch this, and maybe eat a taco.
Yeah, and freaking kick that asshole jackrabbit out of your house.
This is my wife's. It smells like her hair. I might steal this. This is a good hat, though.
It is. It's good.
No.
I like it.
All right. Hey, appreciate you guys. Let's go Buccaneers. Hold them to 3 here.
Yeah,
well, I think that's all they need to do.
A good way to hold them 3 is if you can stop them on 3rd and 10, as opposed to whatever the fuck that was. You didn't know they were going screen there, guys? What the fuck? Good Lord. Not embarrassing.
They'll get there. They'll get there, guys. Just hold them to field goals because you'll score touchdowns. That's all we need to do to get this 3. Bucks win the second half by 4 points. That's my final prediction. Hit the thumbs up on the way out. We'll see you guys Monday for the halftime show. I will send a picture of my taco. Oh, God.